Have you ever been on the edge of sleep, that hazy place where dreams and reality start to blur together, and then, in that quiet moment, suddenly felt as if you were floating above your own body, weightless and free from the world below? Maybe you even saw yourself lying there perfectly still, as if your mind had gently separated from your physical form and was now observing from above. This strange and fascinating sensation is called an out-of-body experience, or OBE, and it has captured human curiosity for centuries, inspiring countless stories and debates. In fact, around 1 in 10 people will have an OBE at some point in their lives, regardless of their age, culture, or background. It's a truly universal phenomenon. For some, it's just a fleeting, almost dreamlike moment. For others, it can feel like a vivid, unforgettable journey outside themselves, leaving a lasting impression. Throughout history, cultures have explained OBEs as spiritual journeys or mystical adventures. But today, science is beginning to offer new explanations rooted in the brain's complex workings and the mysteries of consciousness. In this video, we'll dive into what OBEs really are, what modern science reveals about them, and how different cultures have understood and interpreted these extraordinary experiences. By exploring both scientific research and cultural stories, we'll uncover what these experiences reveal about the incredible power and potential of the human mind. Get ready to discover how your brain can create entire realities, sometimes ones that feel even more real than reality itself, and what that means for our understanding of consciousness. So what exactly is an out-of-body experience, often called an OBE? Simply put, it's a phenomenon where you feel as if your consciousness or awareness has separated from your physical body, almost as if you're observing yourself from a distance. People who experience OBEs often describe vivid sensations of seeing themselves from above, floating near the ceiling, or even watching their own body from across the room, as if they've become a silent observer. The sensation can feel incredibly real and sometimes even overwhelming, a total shift in perspective that can leave a lasting impression. From a scientific perspective, OBEs are considered powerful illusions, remarkable tricks created by the brain's complex processing of information. Our brains are constantly integrating sensory information, sight, sound, touch, and balance, to create a stable sense of self that feels anchored inside our bodies. But when this intricate process breaks down, perhaps due to extreme stress, fatigue, trauma, or even certain neurological conditions, the brain can misplace your sense of self, leading to the uncanny feeling of being outside your body. It's important to understand that this isn't about a soul or spirit leaving the body, but rather a perceptual error in the brain's reality-making machinery. While some traditions interpret OBEs as astral projection, a spirit traveling to other realms, modern science shows that these experiences are rooted in the brain's activity and not in supernatural forces. The experience itself is deeply convincing, often described as life-changing, but it's ultimately a product of how our brains construct and sometimes distort reality. Understanding the science behind OBEs doesn't make them any less meaningful or profound. It simply grounds these extraordinary experiences in the fascinating workings of neuroscience. Our minds are capable of creating extraordinary illusions, and out-of-body experiences remain among the most mysterious and captivating phenomena we can encounter. Neuroscience has made it possible to induce OBE-like sensations in the lab. By stimulating specific brain regions, like the temporoparietal junction, TPJ, scientists can trigger the feeling of leaving the body. In one famous case, electrical stimulation of the TPJ made a patient feel she was floating above herself. Virtual reality experiments also show how easily our sense of self-location can be manipulated. When visual and tactile cues are mismatched, people can feel as if their consciousness has shifted outside their bodies. These findings reveal that our sense of being in our bodies is a fragile, ongoing calculation by the brain. OBEs are not supernatural. They're a fascinating glitch in our brain's reality system. The more we study them, the more we learn about how our minds build our sense of self. Long before neuroscience, cultures worldwide described OBEs as spiritual journeys. Ancient Egyptians believed the Ba, a part of the soul, could leave the body and travel. Tibetan Buddhists practiced dream yoga, learning to control dreams and experience leaving the dream body. Amazonian shamans used trance and rituals to journey outside themselves, seeking wisdom or healing. Despite different beliefs, the core experience, disembodiment and travel, remains strikingly similar. These stories show that OBEs are a universal human phenomenon, interpreted through the lens of culture and spirituality. Today, science connects these ancient accounts to the brain's remarkable ability to alter our sense of self. What triggers OBEs? Science points to several brain-based causes. Sleep paralysis is a common one. Your mind wakes up, but your body can't move, leading to sensory confusion and the feeling of floating. Sensory deprivation, like in meditation or isolation tanks, can also destabilize the brain's sense of self. Extreme stress, trauma, or pain can overload the brain, causing dissociation and OBE-like states. Mismatches in sensory information, especially from the inner ear's balance system, can confuse the brain about where you are. All these triggers disrupt the brain's integration of sensory data, leading to the illusion of leaving the body. OBEs are the brain's creative solution to perceptual conflict, not evidence of a soul departing. Understanding these triggers demystifies OBEs and highlights the brain's power to shape our reality. The more we learn, the more we see OBEs as natural, if unusual, brain events. Real stories bring OBEs to life, transforming abstract concepts into vivid, relatable experiences that resonate deeply with us all. Let's explore 3 different journeys, each unique yet all revealing the remarkable ways our minds can transcend the ordinary. Sarah, during a night of sleep paralysis, felt a strange vibrating sensation ripple through her body. Suddenly she found herself floating above her bed, looking down and seeing her own form from the ceiling, as if she were both observer and participant in her own life. At first, panic gripped her, but as the experience continued, fear faded into curiosity and wonder, before she was abruptly pulled back into her body, left with lingering questions. Mark, after a sudden car accident, felt no pain or fear. Instead, he watched paramedics work on his body from above, as if he were floating outside himself, detached from the chaos below. He described a profound sense of calm detachment, almost as if he were watching a movie unfold, a sensation often reported in near-death OBEs, where the mind seems to step outside the boundaries of the physical self. David, a seasoned meditator, shared how, during deep meditation, his sense of self dissolved. He felt his body melt away, replaced by a gentle awareness that floated free from physical form. He observed himself from across the room, enveloped in peace, and a profound sense of interconnectedness with everything around him, as if boundaries no longer existed. Despite their different triggers, sleep paralysis, trauma, or meditation, the core elements of these journeys remain strikingly similar. Floating above the body, gaining a new perspective, and experiencing a deep sense of calm, insight, or even transformation. These stories reveal that OBEs are deeply personal, yet they share universal features that connect people across cultures and backgrounds. They highlight how, under certain conditions, the brain can generate powerful shifts in consciousness, blurring the line between reality and perception. Whether frightening, enlightening, or simply mysterious, OBEs reveal the mind's astonishing capacity for extraordinary experiences that challenge our understanding of self. Listening to these accounts helps us bridge the gap between science and personal experience, making the mysteries of the mind more accessible and human. These journeys remind us that OBEs are not just phenomena studied in labs, they are lived realities, woven into the fabric of everyday life. Each journey is a window into the vast mysteries of the mind, inviting us to reflect on what it truly means to be conscious and alive. The power of OBEs makes them feel supernatural, but science tells a different story. Neuroscientists can trigger OBEs by stimulating the brain's temporoparietal junction. Clear evidence these are brain events, not journeys of the soul. Virtual reality experiments further prove our sense of self-location is a brain construct easily manipulated. Known triggers, sleep paralysis, sensory deprivation, trauma, directly affect brain function, creating these vivid illusions. Understanding OBEs as brain phenomena doesn't diminish their impact. They can be life-changing and meaningful. Our thoughts and perceptions are all brain states. OBEs are simply another example of the mind's power. Ultimately, OBEs show us that the brain is the ultimate reality generator. If you ever have an OBE, remember, it's a known brain phenomenon and will pass. Stay calm, observe the experience with curiosity, and know it's temporary. If OBEs happen often or cause distress, talk to a doctor to rule out underlying conditions. Good sleep hygiene can reduce OBEs. Keep a regular schedule, make your bedroom restful, and avoid stimulants before bed. Relaxation techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness can help ease transitions into sleep. Most OBEs are harmless, but understanding them can turn fear into fascination. These experiences are a natural part of human consciousness, not a sign of something wrong. By learning the science, we can appreciate the mind's mysteries without fear. If it happens to you, marvel at your brain's ability to create such vivid journeys. The mind is more powerful and stranger than we often realize.